Welcome to Hardcore Craftlocked Challenge Episode 2, where we are trying to answer the question, can you beat Guild Wars 2's classic campaign without dying with only crafted gear? This is Trust Issues. Trust is a goblin who is convinced that anything not made by him is absolute trash. Either he makes it or he breaks it. Our hero Trust Issues needs more equipment as well as consumables, but his crafting slots are full. Thus, it is time to phone a friend. Or family, in this case. This is his sister, Time Issues. She is chronically late and no relation whatsoever to anyone I know. She's going to pick up Jewelcrafting so that we can get something in our rings, amulet, and accessory slots, and Chef so that we have some consumables to work with. We make her a necro, make some random background choices, I don't know what she did with her life. We fight through the tutorial boss, and I intend to go straight into Red Assume, then found out I could not until level 10. I guess necromancers are second-class citizens or something, I don't know. I could use the other crafting town, but I wanted to make sure I have access to all of the services, so I decide that we'll just level her to 10. Here's 30 minutes of violence condensed into 5 seconds. So, now we're level 10. We head into Red Assume and pick up Jewelcrafting. At this point, I'm really appreciating the account-wide material storage as I do not have to move items back and forth between characters like you would in classic WoW with the mailbox. I process some copper ore into bars and get started. We can combine copper bands with settings in a gem to make rings, or copper hooks with settings to make earrings, which are accessories. I don't have a ton of gems, but I do have a handful from mining with Trust. I make one of everything and send it over to Trust to get some starting equipment for these slots. I then go to the chef trainer and pick up cooking. I start looking through the level 1 recipes, and the simplest thing for skilling up appears to be a loaf of bread. I pick up a bunch of yeast, water, and flour from the merchant and start slamming it together. I make 10 loaves and throw it in the bank and swap over to Trust Issues. I pull out all the jewelry and the bread. It's soul-bound. Why is the bread bound to sister's soul? I swap back and start looking through other recipes, but don't see anything I can immediately make and pass over. I decide to make a ton more bread just for experience since it's all store-bought materials, and we crank out another 30 loaves. I decide I'll come back to cooking when I get more stuff to work with and swap back to Trust. I equip the rings and earrings, clean up the bags, and get more salvage kits. After much fighting with the trading post, I pick up a bone chip because I was one short and use it to craft level 10 Vital Seeker pants, replacing our level 1 starter pants. I have a few proofs of legend from the anniversary achievements, and I go to see if I can do anything with these, but find out I cannot. I'm being careful running around Red Assume because they believe in the eternal alchemy, not OSHA compliance. Loranity then raids my channel and meets Time Issues and says she feels called out. I have no idea why. I buy 121 rawhide leather sections and 3 bone chips off the trading post. Process all of these materials and make a vital greenwood longbow, going from item level 5 to 10 on our weapon. At this point, I have to decide to go to a level 15 area or another level 1 area. Since I was very undergeared, I decided to do another level 1 area and use that as an opportunity to build up some more resources and hero points in a safer environment. I immediately find a buka farm with more monsters than cows in it and clean it up. Find a bandit infestation at a nearby farm and introduce them to Skittles. At this point, chat suggests adding Nuzlockes to the run and never using any pet again after it is downed. I decline this new rule because there are a lot less Guild Wars 2 pets than there are Pokemon. Maybe another time. We go to the next farm and clean up a bunch of spiders and bats. How do the humans grow anything with all of their farms like these? Go to a nearby quarry and turn the locals into building material. Check some lobster traps, get a nearby vista, and head to the front lines of the human-centaur conflict. Finish the heart, hit level 25, and get excited about a bag of crafting materials, which will definitely come in handy. Open some more bags and find butter, which gets me more excited than butter ever has. I could put this on the bread to unsoulbind it. Note, I was told a solution for the soulbound bread thing. We'll get to that later. Around this time, I realized that I have not been getting a lot of materials from things like trees and rocks. A downside to doing another starter zone is the area before you can get gathering tools doesn't appear to have anything to gather. But we are starting to hit the human areas that do have them. Kill more bandits, kill some ettins, and reach a training area where humans practice beating each other up. Participate in their training for what feels like an eternity and continue on. I take down some brown bears and then am heartbroken to see baby bears behind them. I am horrified to think that they might be orphans now, and I fix this immediately. Kill more centaurs, take down a big angry tree, and find a swamp. I double check the event table to make sure the shadow behemoth isn't about to spawn on my head and get the vista above his spawn point. I jump in the water to get the hero point, and I am reminded that I still have no underwater weapon. Skittles defends me while I get the hero point, and I am very, very glad my starter pet could also fight underwater, because not every option can. We then fill a heart by closing a bunch of portals to the underworld. Wait, what? Human babies close portals to hell before they go out into the world? What the heck is wrong with you boogers? I help the Ettins destroy the centaurs. I don't know if that was the right thing to do, but the winners write history, so hopefully the Ettins can write. Find a grape farm and help clear it of pests. Continue opening up the map and end up at a hunting lodge with what appears to be the worst hunters in existence. Most of them are knocked unconscious 20 feet from the lodge. Help them out and hit level 27. Salvage everything I got from the level up as we aren't allowed to use it. We head towards Beetleton, knocking out all of the farm hearts on the way, clearing pests, bandits, centaurs, and occasional script. Clean up Beetleton more in 2 minutes than the locals did in 2 years. Grab the local hero point and jump into the lake for the underwater heart. It is annoying due to not having an underwater weapon yet, but we trap some crabs in cages and Skittles kills some scales to get it done. Realize I missed a vista at the very beginning of the zone. Go and grab that and get map comp for Queensdale, giving us a juicy 40 copper ore for completion. We then go to Divinity's Reach simply to grab any ranger pets that are there. We pick up a pig and name him Crayon, and a Crichton Drakehound that chat names Scooby. We open a black lion chest we looted a key for, got a gray item that sells for gold, which is incredibly helpful, and a rare focus skin that is useless to us. I realize one of the only achievements I need for the Adventure Guide Volume 2 is to rally, which means going downstate and getting back up from killing something. This should be easy to engineer, but the idea still scares me due to this challenge. I head to the Huntsman's Station, get some tin to make bronze, and make a basic harpoon and rifle stock, combining them with blood to make a mighty crude harpoon gun simple. What a name. So now we could do combat of some sort in the water. Head back to the leatherworker and make some Vital Seeker gloves, which upgrades our gloves from level 5 to 10. We then make some Mighty Seeker boots and have to buy some jute to continue. Due to how broke we are, I get a small stack of 40 from the TP to proceed. I make Malign Seeker boots, which gets us to skill 25. I'm then able to make a Resilient Seeker mask, giving us our first head item, which is item level 15. I then spend our acquired hero points to advance the Beast Mastery tree to Pet's Prowess, increasing its movement speed and some combat stats. On the way there, I get natural healing, giving it more passive healing over time, simply because the other options aren't of any help to me right now. I then make chest, leggings, boots, and gloves with resilient insignias, getting them level 15 for all of these items, replacing the gear I had. We then swap over to time issues, and I put the butter on the bread with all the skill of a master chef. I also look up the cost of cinnamon, but it is way too expensive for my household. I decided to make more bread purely for skill ups before using up the butter, and we crank out nearly 90 loaves. Then butter what we can and send the buttered toast over to trust issues with the bank. I smelt some more copper I obtained while on time for the skill ups, and she levels up, reminding me that we get normal XP for crafting, which I had completely forgotten about. I hop back onto trust and decide it's time for a second weapon. I want a greatsword due to the powerful block option and the movement skill. I temporarily dump one of my professions and pick up weaponsmith, then make a basic mighty bronze greatsword. I then spend a few silver to dump weaponsmith and go back to huntsman. I don't intend to level up the greatsword with my character, just use its block and movement for emergencies or traveling. At this point our gear is all level 10 or higher, so I decided we should be totally fine continuing the main story. We head out to Metrica and work with Zoja to save the golem pilot stuck in the golem. The Inquest attack and we are forced to destroy hacked golems, but we save the pilot and our crew. We hit level 29 and get a new coat graphic, but have to destroy the coat itself. We then break into an Inquest facility, stealing their stolen research to look for solutions for our fused pilot and golem problem. We are forced to choose to try pulling her out forcefully, which she may or may not survive, or fuse her boyfriend with a golem so they can be a happy golem couple for the rest of their days. The solution is obvious. Immortal robot boyfriend, you're up. We head to a facility we need to use, and I'm told to cause a distraction so that we can work without witnesses. Being very clever and quick of wit, I scream, "I've got a bomb!" and proudly beam to my teammates as the place quickly clears out. We then shove Kaz into a golem. He appears to have requested a smaller model for his own. I'm guessing he likes big ladies. The inquest attack on the way out, we use violence, and the robot lovebirds stomp off into the sunset. We get a Black Lion key for this for later. We head back to town and get our buttered toast out of the bank, which I had forgotten about. We then receive a mail from someone asking about my college project, the Infinity Ball, which allows you to look into other parallel universes. No big deal. He wants to pump 5,000 megawatts through it and see what happens. Sure, why not? We give it the juice and a portal rips open, then pouring monsters into our world. I introduce them to Skittles and no one important died. We level to 31, get some items to salvage, and are pointed to go to a new zone, Brisban Wildlands. We started opening up the map, fight some frogs in the water, getting a chance to use our harpoon gun and get Fruit Snack out for a bit to stretch his legs. Tentacles. Whatever. Continuing to grab any resource nodes I pass by. Everything will be useful to one of our crafting professions. I'm checking the heart vendors after each one for recipes or cooking ingredients. Take out some inquests, then head into Skritzberg, taking care of many of their problems in there. Trying to be extra careful around the cliffs. Gravity could end this run real fast. After some time, we finish up in the tunnels, head out, take out some bandits, and do a jump puzzle very, very carefully. Catch the ghostly runner for his hero point, then head west and tame a jaguar. Ranger cat pets are basically glass cannons, typically more damage than other pet options, but much more fragile. I let chat name it, so the jaguar is now Kafilka fish.
You know what this is? What is it?
Filter fish.
It's filter fish.
We'll use filter fish for a bit with Skittles on standby for if this gets rough. We head southwest into the swamp and start doing the objective there and filling it in. Around this time, chat asked me which of the orders I plan to join. I said I don't really care, and they started very loudly yelling at me to join the Order of Whispers. Apparently there's some cat they want me to meet and something about apples. I don't know. Next up, we reach an Asura base and start doing math problems to finish the heart, using all the brain wrinkles. Take out more inquest and more bandits, find a cave with a Morello in it we can tame. Now, Morellos are technically in the bear family, so they have huge amounts of hit points, decent toughness, and low damage compared to other pet options. I think this hairless bear is supposed to be diseased or something because its activatable abilities poison the enemy around it. Welcome Jeff Bezos to the team. Very carefully climb up a waterfall for another vista, but I'm too scared to jump down into the water because if I hit a rock by accident, I'm dead. I take the long way around and reach the pool at the bottom. I then turn a corner and run straight into a champion frog that gives me a heart attack. I yell in a very manly way, pop, heal, and run, going the wrong way and hitting a dead end. Fortunately, it was enough distance for him to reset and I got the heck out of there. Continue cleaning up the map and stumble upon a tameable jungle spider. Tamed spiders in Guild Wars 2 use ranged attacks that spit poison. Welcome Silk Song to the family. Take down a big nature spirit for a hero point and clean up the local heart. Get a recipe from the heart merchant for frontline stew. No idea if this will be useful, but we'll grab it for our chef just in case. At this point, we're level 34, and our collection of materials to craft with is growing, but the hour is getting late. So we'll take some time to clean up our bag, salvage everything, and deposit all the materials we've gathered into the material storage, and enjoy our last slice of buttered toast. We'll get to a safe spot by the waypoint and let our character enjoy some much needed rest. To be continued.